So over the past 4 years, I've gone from the master procrastinator in high school to a workaholic engineering student in college to a self-motivated dropout to working full-time at a production company while making weekly YouTube videos and trying to meet my fitness, social, and mindfulness goals. Admittedly, I still have no idea where I'm heading in life, and my weekly routine is far from perfect, but today I just wanted to talk about some of the things I do to get through the week to stay productive. This is just some stuff that works for me. If you'd asked me in high school, I would have told you all of this stuff is a bunch of mystic mumbo jumbo that you definitely don't need to be productive. But with a little bit of self-discipline and a little bit of trial and error, I've found a productivity routine that works awesome for me. I get more done, I'm happier, and I just live a more stress-free life. So I'm going to share some of the things that are working for me with you. Now, obviously, I'm not one to tell you how to live your life, but my hope is that you can take one thing, just one idea, one concept, try it out, and hopefully it can make you just a little bit more productive each and every week. Alright, so one of the most important things I do, this is sort of the spine, the backbone of my productivity routine, is I make a checklist of what I want to do every Sunday night. This is a weekly checklist of all the things I want to accomplish in the coming week. Everything I'd like to do in the next 7 days goes in this book. It could be little things like go to work every day, go on 3 runs throughout the week, read for an hour, just anything I can think of goes in the notebook. I always start on paper. There's not a particular reason for this other than I had a blank notebook lying around, but I like it. I can do it in my bed, I can do it really anywhere. I can just start jotting stuff down. Having a pen actually slows me down. It makes me think a little bit more than just typing on a keyboard. I like it. After I finish writing down all my goals for the week, I actually go ahead and transfer it to my laptop. Now, me personally, I use an app called Evernote. It's just a regular, super basic note-taking app, but what's cool is it syncs up between all your devices. So if I type on my laptop, that thing is going to be completely in sync with my phone. I don't have to press save or anything. It automatically updates. It's super helpful for keeping checklists of everything I want to get done. One of the biggest things it does is it causes me to slow down for a sec, pause, and just reflect on my last week. Was I happy? Was I sad? Did I get a lot done? Or was I totally unproductive? What happened? What was my last week? It makes me think about that. What I found is a simple checklist actually is super helpful for keeping balance in my life. This might make me sound like a psychopath, but if I've been super busy, it forces me to go do something fun for a little while. If I've been lazy and unproductive, it reminds me that, hey, I've got goals to meet, I've got stuff to get done this week. For instance, if for whatever reason I don't get a YouTube video up one week, I'm thinking about that Sunday night, I'm like, okay, that needs to be a top priority for the coming week. Or if I was super productive and I got 2 videos done in the week, I'll be like, okay, you can slow down, you can relax, it'd still be cool to get one done, but if you don't, you've got one ready for the week anyways. I typically go a little further and then I break down my weekly goals into daily goals. If I don't meet them, it's no biggie, but it just keeps me on top of things. It's easy for me to say, I'm going to edit a video this week, I'm going to work out this week, I'm going to do all these things, but if you just think about them, it's really easy to blow them off. For me, if I write them down, if I put them in a checklist, and I see that every single day, I see the things I have to get done, I see where I'm at, the progress I've made, it keeps them at the forefront of my mind, and my priorities most of the time get completed a lot more frequently. Alright, and the next productivity tip I want to talk about is having a healthy work environment. One of the most important things I learned at college is that a productive work environment is sacred. It is such... I can't live without one. I just can't. Living with anywhere from 2 to 5 people, with most of the time paper thin walls and a small amount of space, I realized how much I need a productive area to work. Neither my dorms or my apartment really worked for me. I needed to find new places, so I went to coffee shops, I went to libraries, I booked study rooms. These were the places that I could be the most productive, that I could get the most done in the shortest amount of time. And like most people, I'm currently spending a ton of time working from home. Making a productive work environment was one of the best investments I've made this year, both in terms of time spent on it and money spent. I purchased a new desk, I set up a monitor, got an external keyboard just to help my ergonomics. It helps my back, my wrists. I just feel more comfortable, I get more done. On top of that, having things like a nice lamp, just some noise canceling headphones really helps me just get in the zone, get in that flow state, and I can just focus on my work. I've even gone out of my way to actually get rid of things I don't need. I don't think I'm a neat freak, but having clutter, excess stuff on my dresser, on my desk, it honestly stresses me out. I honestly didn't used to be this way, but when it comes to outlining a video, I want my desk clear. When it comes to shooting a video, I don't want to have to clear off my dresser and move things around my room to start shooting. That barrier to entry just makes me not even want to pick up my camera. Having a comfortable, simple, clean work area just makes it so much easier to get to work, to get things done, especially on the days when I'm not feeling it. Additionally, I actually have a daily schedule, which has been super beneficial for me for planning things out. Just having a little bit of structure to my day definitely helps. So I wake up at 6 o'clock a.m. every day, no exceptions, except for when I hit that snooze button a few too many times, but it's normally between 6 and 6:15 a.m. Now, some of you might think that's insanely early. Some of you might be like, wow, this guy's a slacker. 6 o'clock a.m. just works for me. I've tried working past midnight. I've tried working at 5. Neither are really that productive for me. 6 a.m. has just been the sweet spot. Currently right now, I'm working anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a day at my job. And I found that after that, sometimes I'll spend just 8 hours a day editing. It's really hard for me to come home and sit down and work for 3 more hours on a YouTube video. I can do it, but I definitely don't have the motivation. It's not very enjoyable. I'm kind of burnt out by the end of the day. So what I actually do is I wake up at 6 a.m. I make my coffee, make breakfast, I go through emails, DMs, all that stuff on social media, and then I try to dedicate a solid 2 hours of work to just making a video. This could be outlining, it could be editing, it could be shooting B-roll, it could be filming a talking head. But Monday through Friday, and sometimes Saturday and Sunday, that's what I like to do from about 6 to 9 a.m. Now, if you work better at night, work at night. If you work better in the afternoon or even earlier in the morning, work in the afternoon, work earlier in the morning. I found this works to me, so I stick to it. I'm always productive then. I always get stuff done. It's super nice to get that out of the way, so when I get off work at like 5 p.m. or so, I feel done for the most part, and if I have extra energy, I can use it and work on a project, make another video, but I don't feel like I have to do so if I'm just totally exhausted. But no amount of structure is going to help you if you're just too easily distracted. So a big thing that's important to me for being productive is removing all those big distractions that really stop you from making something. Part of the reason I get up at 6 a.m. is because I feel productive then, I feel energized and ready to go. But another reason is there's like no distractions then. I'm 21 years old, which means most of my friends are in college, which means most of them sleep in as late as possible. I'm not getting a lot of text messages or DMs at 6 in the morning. It's totally just a time where I can focus with the least amount of distractions. I love the internet, I love social media, but those are the biggest distractions to ever exist, ever. If you're trying to get stuff done, you need to get rid of those. Get them out of here. Even if I am getting a lot of messages or notifications, there are a couple things I've found to kind of forget about those, get them out of your mind. Obviously, try silencing your phone, turning it over so you don't see the screen light up when you get a notification. At libraries, I would throw it in the bottom of my backpack. Sometimes now I move it across my room. But if I'm feeling antsy and I've just got to check, I've got to know, I've got to see what that blinking light on my phone is, sometimes neither of those things cut it. Even installing time management apps just doesn't really work for me. I kind of just move past them because they get annoying and I ultimately end up uninstalling them. Maybe my willpower just sucks, I don't know. On my toughest days, I actually take my phone, leave my room, go all the way downstairs, and I go put it in the kitchen. Legitimately, I just go put my phone in the kitchen and come back upstairs to my room. For me at least, the effort to actually get up out of my chair, not just reach across my desk or dig through my bag, but the idea of getting out of my chair, going downstairs just to see if there's some notification for me is enough to actually prevent me from doing that. If I take my phone out of the equation, it turns out I don't really care what's going on and I can just focus freely. I've gone down the rabbit hole of YouTube, of Instagram, more times than I can count, just spending countless hours watching and looking at things that I literally don't care about. So getting my phone out of the equation is the best way to focus and work. These things are great for entertainment, especially after a long day, but they are a terrible way to be productive. Okay, and another thing I found that really helps me with long-term productivity, right? We're not talking productive for one day, productive for 2 days, but for months, for years of productivity, is actually setting limits on how much you work. It seems counterintuitive. Let me explain. So there's been times in my life, and I'm sure in yours, when you've got to meet deadlines, when you've got to put in that 12-hour workday or pull an all-nighter to get something done. If you don't have a lot of time, the best way to be productive is to literally get up early, stay up late, and work the whole day. That's just the truth. But that's more of a 100-meter dash, a sprint. Long-term productivity is more of a marathon. How can you stay productive consistently for, let's just say, a year? Now, no one is a bigger fan of putting in the work, going for it, just working to the bone than me. I personally believe that you need to be willing to work harder than most of the people around you, if not everyone around you, if you want to achieve some of your biggest goals.
Stop crying and just keep hustling. Hustle is the most important word ever.
That being said, one of the things I've realized over the past few years is that I'm a human. As much as I wish I was this robot that could just work all the time, keep working, get stuff done, do everything all the time, no breaks, I can't. And odds are you can't either. For instance, if you work Monday through Saturday, get everything done, you shouldn't feel like you have to keep working on Sunday. It's okay to watch a movie, to spend a few hours playing video games, because what I've found for me is that if I work super hard all the time, I get burnt out, and then I end up having to take a bunch of days off. On the flip side, if instead of working 7 days, I'd worked 6 days a week and taken even just half of a day off, I'd be able to work just as much the next week, and the next week, and the next week. And after a few months, I might need a vacation, but the consistency is there, and your overall productivity long term is there as well. Now, if I just keep working and it's a good week and I'm just feeling energized, then heck yeah, I'm gonna put in the extra mile. And sometimes I'm gonna force myself, even if I'm a little bit tired, to go the extra mile. But if you either work for yourself, or you've done a creative job, or you're really grinding towards something, you know how close you can get to burnout. If you lose your rhythm, your momentum, if you work super hard and then you have to take 1 day off, 2 days off, 3 days off, what ends up happening is it's really hard to get back into your good habits again. Depending on where you're at in life, you might have to hit the gas, work for it, and go real hard for weeks, maybe even months. But there's also times in your life when it's okay to slow down, to ease up a little bit, and just coast. At the end of the day, most of us are pursuing a creative career because it's something we're passionate about and we want to do. We enjoy the work. But if you're getting stressed and you aren't enjoying the process, then what's the point of this anyways? A lot of this stuff might seem pointless and stupid, and you might click off this video and not think about any of it ever again. Cool ideas, Josh. It's not for me. But I'm urging you, just pick one thing, try and implement it into your upcoming week, and you might be surprised at some of the changes that come from it. I found that small changes, setting a checklist at the beginning of the week, or just cleaning up your productivity setup, whatever it is, can actually make a massive difference, especially in the long run. As always, my name is Josh Winiarski. This was a little bit of a different video, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Have fun, stay creative, and I'll see you all in the next one. Shaboom!